What's going on, boys? It's your boy Polo Evolve. I'm back with another video, another trade recap for the day. Basically, a weekly recap as well. As you guys know, I got 3 funded accounts going on right now. 350K, Sapphire, Ruby, Emerald. Yes, it's a Pokemon reference. With that being said, I have built my balances up to about 1700. I did have basically a winning day today, $150, $151 spread across 3 accounts. So about 450. Not too bad. Now, this would be my 4th winning day, which means that I need one more winning day to take out some money. And that is exactly what I'm trying to do because if you guys watch my previous videos, you guys know that back in December, I had one funded account, ran that up, took 3K worth of payouts out, and then I blew that funded account, chasing home runs. And really, I think I threw all my profits back. No, I absolutely did throw all my profits back and then some into getting these sets of evals, right? So I had one funded account before, but then as soon as I got some profits out and I blew that account, I figured, you know what? Why make it harder for me to be able to take payouts when all I have to do is spread my risk across multiple accounts, and that way it becomes much more easier psychologically, right? Because I only risk around $200 to $300 per trade. If I'm in profit, maybe a little bit more, but nonetheless, this has been working so far. So let me walk you guys through some of the trades that I took today. So anyway, this is gold. You guys can see this is GC or MGC. I'm not really trading on GC or NQ. It's always going to be the micros. And I will enter in with like one micro and I'll just add. I'll drag my stop loss to wherever I need it to be. And I'll just add and just, accordingly maybe risk a little bit more during the trade if it's going my direction, or just completely cut the trade. Anyway, it's like dynamic risking at this point, just because, I don't know, it's been working so far. Anyway, 9 o'clock, I hop in onto the charts, and 8 a.m. close a doji. It closed as a doji, meaning that we could have went down, we could have rejected this area, but obviously gold has been super bullish, as you guys can tell. So we're looking for buys more than anything. I did take a couple of entries on buys at the 9 a.m. candle. For example, here, yeah, I would have took a buy here, and I anticipated that we'd get this push that we did, but we obviously didn't, and ended up taking break even. Eventually, I think I took another entry here, got scared again, closed out, and then once candles started to close, I basically took a little bit of profit here. And as you guys can tell, I've been trading like a bitch today, and it's probably because I'm more on defense now, right? Just because, again, I'm one winning day away from a payout. Why am I gonna risk heavy when all I want to do is extract the money out of this account? It's nice that I've been able to build 1,700 on each account, which makes it, I think it's about like a $5,000 week, which is pretty fire. But it means nothing if I'm not able to get a payout, right? It means nothing. So that's why I'm on defense mode right now. And with that being said, that was gold, and then NQ. Now NQ was a little bit choppy during market open. I'm going to show you guys. 9 o'clock, kind of created a support here. I had these levels up before, and I anticipated that maybe we could get a push down just because of the way that 8 and 8:30 closed. Well, 8:30 was kind of doji, so we weren't really sure, but if we got to close below these levels, then definitely we could fill this area and perhaps go all the way down. But again, it wasn't in the cards for NQ today. I waited, as if you go down to the 5-minute candles, you can just tell like NQ didn't really know where to go. I wasn't trying to trade in this range. I'll show you guys in this range, right? From here to here. Now, as soon as the candle started to close above, now, since I already took some profit on gold, and again, I was trading like a bitch today, normally I would have held this trade, right? I would have held this trade. I would have just had the stop loss maybe down here, and I would have held it. I mean, as you can see, it clearly ran. And in hindsight, we can look at it and be like, okay, I would have caught this trade. But I most definitely would have caught a bigger piece of the pie had I not been so scared. Nonetheless, I don't really care. It's Friday, and I want to lock in the profits that I already have. And that's the whole point of this. We're looking to lock in profits, right? 4 winning days, straight winning days. And look, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I've made a bulk of my profits. Today's just a winning day. That's fine. You got to be cool with that. I got to be cool with that. I know, even though the opportunities are definitely there, like even if I look at gold, right? It's very easy for me to look at gold and be like, damn, I missed on this whole fucking bullish move. And I knew this was gonna happen, right? And I could have stayed on the charts longer, but nonetheless, who the fuck cares? What I'm trying to get across is P&L is great, but what is better is payouts. Payouts are the most important thing that's why we're even in this game, right? To put money in our bank accounts. So I don't want to get caught up with the numbers. I certainly don't care. How can I improve on my trading day to day, right? And even when I look at this week, it's definitely been a bit of a choppy week considering the fact that last week was a bad week. It was a horrible week. I was over trading. I was just super emotional, basically off of that high of making all that money from the payouts. And then basically I started to size up and I was chasing these home runs and I was up. I basically secured about $1,700 in profit. And then I basically over traded that one day, blew all of that profit and blew my account altogether in one day. I was taking like crazy size contracts, like two like full size contracts, which again, completely counterproductive. It's going against the grain and it's certainly not following the process or the strategy that I have for myself, right? With that being said, guys, that's why I'm like trying to come into this week much more calmer and just trying to improve on my process itself. So like last week, you know how there's a certain book, trading book. I'm not sure what the name is, but it basically classifies the level of trading that each trader has into A class, B class, C class, D class, whatever. It basically tiers it out, or creates a tier system for it. Anyway, what I can say is I was definitely trading D tier last week. This week I would say I'm trading B tier, which means it's definitely a lot better than D tier. But at the same time, there are so many little things that I could improve upon. For example, the number of trades that I'm taking. If you guys can see on Thursday, I definitely took a lot more trades. And the reason for that is because on Wednesday night, I basically hopped on to Asian session like an idiot, even though Asian session is not a part of my plan. And I started trading. And thankfully I got out with break even. But what I realized is there's no point of that. There's literally no point of that. So what if you make a little extra profit from trading a session that you don't normally trade? That is the best case scenario, right? But the worst case scenario and what the more likely scenario is going to be is that you're just going to blow your shit. And it was very possible on Wednesday night. Thankfully, I was able to get out of that. But moving into next week, I definitely just want to focus on having 1 to 2 entries, cleaner entries. I don't want to be scared like I was today, but first things first, get that payout, secure that payout, and then from there on out, we are just going to try to risk one, or we're going to try to go for just 1 or 2 entries and just stack these accounts up. Listen, the way I see it is that if I'm able to get 2 payouts of $3,000, right? I only have 3 accounts right now. And if I'm able to get 2 payouts of $3,000 every single month, that's not too bad, right? I think that's great. And you never want to be too greedy, but listen, the money will come. And I'm saying this to myself, I'm saying this to you guys as well, because again, this is arguably my best week ever. $5,000 USD. I'm Canadian, so definitely adds up. Nonetheless, like it's a big week for me, but at the end of the day, I also understand this is just the beginning. And in order to take it to the next level, you have to become that much more calmer, that much more competent, that much more serious about, actually making those little tweaks and changes that are gonna put you over the bar, right? That's really those are my thoughts for today, and hopefully you guys learned something from this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. How did your trading week go? Did you guys take similar trades today? Are you guys profitable, unprofitable? Let me know in the comments below. But as always, guys, thank you guys for watching, and peace.